Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 24 in the NIRV for October 24th, 2023. Saying 20. Do not want what evil people have. Don't long to be with them. In their hearts, they plan to hurt others. With their lips, they talk about making trouble. Saying 21. By wisdom, a house is built. Through understanding, it is made secure. Through knowledge, its rooms are filled with priceless and beautiful things. Saying 22. Wise people have success by means of great power. Those who have knowledge gather strength. If you go to war, you surely need guidance. If you want to win, you need many good advisors. Saying 23. Wisdom is too high for foolish people. They shouldn't speak when people meet at the city gate to conduct business. Saying 24. Anyone who thinks up sinful things to do will be known as one who plans evil. Foolish plans are sinful. People hate those who make fun of others. Saying 25. If you grow weak when trouble comes, your strength is very small. Save those who are being led away to death. Hold back those who are about to be killed. Don't say, but we didn't know anything about this. Doesn't the God who knows what you are thinking see it? Doesn't the God who guards your life know it? He will pay back everyone for what they have done. Saying 26. Eat honey, my son, because it is good. Honey from a honeycomb has a sweet taste. I want you to know that wisdom is like honey for you. If you find it, there's hope for you tomorrow, so your hope will not be cut off. Saying 27. Don't hide and wait like a burglar near a godly person's house. Don't rob their home. Even if godly people fall down 7 times, they always get up. But those who are evil trip and fall when trouble comes. Saying 28. Don't be happy when your enemy falls. When he trips, don't let your heart be glad. The Lord will see it, but he won't be pleased. He might turn his anger away from your enemy. Saying 29. Don't be upset because of evil people. Don't long for what sinners have. Tomorrow, evil people won't have any hope. The lamps of sinners will be blown out. Saying 30. My son, have respect for the Lord and the King. Don't join with officials who disobey them. The Lord and the King will suddenly destroy them. Who knows what trouble those two can bring? More sayings of wise people. Here are more sayings of wise people. Taking sides in court is not good. A curse will fall on those who say the guilty are not guilty. Nations will ask for bad things to happen to them. People will speak against them. But it will go well with those who sentence guilty people. Rich blessings will come to them. An honest answer is like a kiss on the lips. Put your outdoor work in order. Get your fields ready. After that, build your house. Don't be a witness against your neighbor for no reason. Would you use your lips to tell lies? Don't say, I'll do to them what they have done to me. I'll get even with them for what they did. I went past the field of someone who didn't want to work. I went past the vineyard of someone who didn't have any sense. Thorns had grown up everywhere. The ground was covered with weeds. The stone wall had fallen down. I applied my heart to what I observed. I learned a lesson from what I saw. You might sleep a little or take a little nap. You might even fold your hands and rest. Then you would be poor, as if someone had robbed you. You would have little, as if someone had stolen from you. Man, I still feel like I'm dragging. And not too long ago, I just drank a pot of coffee, man, because I didn't want to be half asleep trying to read the scriptures to you guys. Alas, I'm the kind of person that can drink a bunch of coffee and go to sleep. One superpower, I guess. Still feeling out of breath from all the sinus stuff, so pardon me if my voice seems a little strained or scratchy. So don't don't want to be with evil people. And just because they got nice stuff, or a lot of stuff, man, it's fleeting. We're here for 100 years if we're lucky, right? Not even a drop in comparison to the span of time, eternity. I just had this thought. Let's just go off topic. Let's go with it, right? Most people are... It pains the mind to think of eternity, right? Like, what are we going to do for a year, 100,000, 10 millions, right? But we're thinking about it from inside our 3D realm where time is linear forward, at least for our access. So we experience time. But when we leave this life, I don't know that we're subject to this realm anymore in the same way. God, as the creator, is outside of time, outside of space. And if we're absent with the body, present with the Lord, we're outside of time. I once heard, when I was a little kid, I believe it was still at New Jerusalem, Pastor Gary, I think it was, said while we were in praise and worship, it was just kind of an extended worship space, that music is the closest approximation to the infinite that we can feel as humans. Now, I understood that then, right? I understood the feeling. I understood what was being said. I was part of that experience. And then that just became more defined over time, right? Especially as a raver. Some of my highest emotion moments have been on a dance floor with my friends, just enjoying music, dancing, just living with no concerns other than the beat, right? The dance, the song. And I know a lot of people can't understand that and don't have the experience to relate to that. But I'm telling you that my experiences with that certainly impact how I view heaven, right? Those moments where you don't feel like you're in a place anymore or a confined time, that's only a dim approximation of what heaven's going to be like. That's not bringing heaven to earth. That's, well, I guess that is bringing heaven to earth, or trying to, right? But it's a dim approximation. So if that's just a dim comparison of what we'll experience, if we were able to experience that on earth, imagine the closeness, the unity, plur, y'all, peace, love, unity, respect. Imagine the perfected form of that, and how much more awesome that's going to be forever. And I think, to bring it back, part of that is, it's not about how long. Oh, it's eternity. It's a moment after a moment after a moment after. When you're outside of time, all those moments are occurring at the same time, right? Suffice to say, we will not experience the passage of time in the same way. So it seems. And I think that speaks to the verse about 1,000 years with the Lord is like a day, and a day is like 1,000 years, right? Because if you're outside of time, it's irrelevant, right? We only started to comprehend this with like time dilation from relativity. But if you can just leave, different scenario altogether. Yeah. I don't know how I got there from don't want what evil people have, but just trying to go with where the Spirit leads, right? Through understanding, a house is made secure, and knowledge, its rooms are filled. Again, the verse is about oil and wine. Don't love oil and wine, and the houses of like a wise person, a rich person have oil and wine. It's because we're supposed to be preparing, right? We're not supposed to be hoarding, but we are supposed to stock, be prepared, be able to host people, to be hospitable, to give. We can't do that if we use up 100% of our resources. And those verses really speak to live below your means, not at or above your means. Live below your means so that you can store things up, so that you can have things, so you can have some security. Life isn't in things and the accumulation of things, but especially as men, we have a responsibility to store things, acquire things, to provide for our families and their security. And if we're living at our means, right, we have no latitude, no bandwidth. And if we're living above our means, well, we're only making a pit for ourselves. Live below your means. Even if that's not what that verse specifically says, I do think that's what it's pointing at. Fight me. And if you want to go to war, you need guidance. You need many advisors. We're at war with this culture. I'm not supposed to be here, fam. We're not of this world, right? Just passing through and just being not conformed to the world, but transformed by the word. And the world hates that. So we're at war. You need a good core group of people that you can assault life with, get guidance on, make plans, right? We all need a counselor. Many is what the book says. If you grow weak in the time of trouble, when trouble comes, your strength is very small. Other translations say, if you fail in the time of trouble, right, that your strength is too small. So this one is interesting. It's almost like a courage thing, like shrinking away. Our strength fails us. Why? Because the next two, we're supposed to be speaking up and stopping people, stopping injustice, stopping unjust killing, protecting those people. And we can't just say we're just minding our business. We didn't know, because God can see right through us, hearts, minds, and all. And He's going to hold us accountable for the decisions that we made and didn't make. Wisdom is like honey. You get it, it's sweet. It satisfies, right? It does body good. And again, we're not supposed to be doing evil, but specifically, this kid's being told, like, don't rob people, don't hurt people, don't take what they have. But even so, even if those people get robbed, right, the godly people fall down 7 times, they always get up. We just keep going like the Energizer Bunny. Even if it's terrible, even if the experience sucks, that's all we can do. Get up, dust ourselves off, keep going. Unofficial model of this channel. Model? What did I say? Motto. It's the thing I want to model, so either one works. I want to be a godly person that falls down 7 times and gets up again. Always gets up. I don't want to fall, but I'm gonna. It's more important to be able to dust off and get up and praise the Lord for what you still have and what He's still given you. And yeah, karma turns very slowly. The Lord deals with people on His own time scale. The millstone grinds people, right? But you can't be happy when you see things happen to your enemy or when they fall. That's not what the Lord wants. If anything, you should look on those people with pity and pray for them. And again, towards the bottom, don't long for what other people have or what sinners do or have, because they don't have any hope. And tomorrow the lamps will be blown out. Talking to the kids about hell and the second death, and how ultimately anybody who's not in the book of life, Lamb's book of life, are going to go to the second death in the lake of fire, which isn't even made for people. It was made for Satan and his minions, but those people will take part in his fate. Further on that, right? What's the quote? Better to rule in hell than to serve in heaven. Guess what? The devil ain't sharing with you. You ain't gonna rule with the devil. You ain't gonna have fun. Hell is not a fun place. Hell is not a biker bar and a good time. If anything, it's gonna be like reporting to jail, like reporting to a dungeon. I didn't know it was gonna be like this. I thought it was gonna be fun. I just didn't want to be with the heart people. The devil ain't sharing. He's going to exact a price, right? And even if you don't get something from him, if you don't get away from him, he's the one you're going to end up being with. So many times, Proverbs tells us don't lie. Don't lie in court. Don't lie against our neighbor. Don't gossip. Don't tell stories. Just keep your trap shut. That is the easiest thing. Went on a whole kick for a couple of weeks, a month back, or a couple of months back, right? Just keep your mouth shut. That's what half these verses say. Keep your mouth shut. You want to look intelligent? Don't speak. You want to not get in trouble? Don't speak. Don't lie. Don't start trouble. Don't take people to court. Smooth it out. Be at peace with people. Give a gift. Do a service. Do whatever you got to do to make peace. Put your work in order. You get your fields ready. After that, you build your home. There's an order to things. You can't go to the penultimate thing that you want to do on the first step. I'm not a big fan. That's the wrong way to put it. I'm not a subscriber of Alex Hormozzi's channel. But man, I listened to that dude spit some straight fire today for like an hour and a half. And a lot of it is stuff you already know. But just like there's a psychology experiment where they wanted to gauge kids' intelligence. And you know how they did it? They gave them a marshmallow. And I said, you can eat it. But if you wait a little while and you don't eat it, you can have 2 marshmallows. Some of the footage from that experiment is hilarious. Because some kids will just eat it. The smarter kids will delay gratification. But the funny part is, they said don't eat it. So you've got kids that are sniffing it, touching it, they're licking it. One kid rubs it, I think it was a little girl, if I remember correctly. It's like rubbing it on her face, just enjoying it. Didn't eat it though. Point is, things take time. And you need to be able to put in the work without an immediate reward. You need to be able to do the thing, be righteous, be faithful, and just not expect a return. Why? Because it's not going to be a day, a week, a month. It could be a year. It could be 5 years, right? In business terms, of just grinding, doing it every day, doing the thing, and then finally you get a break. 1,000,001 shot that you're going to do something and succeed the first time, or reach out to somebody and get a job, or even an interview. But you do it, and you do it, and you do it, and you do it, until you break in and get success. Went past the field, the vineyard, someone who didn't want to work and didn't have any sense. Thorns, right? Because when you delay dealing with your problems, they grow, they get bigger, they're harder to deal with now. So thorns had grown up everywhere, and the ground was covered with weeds. The wall had fallen down. So what does he say? You might get a little rest, take a little nap, or fold your hands, but you'll be poor, as if someone had robbed you, and little as if a bandit had stolen from you. Someone had stolen from you. But what's the alternative, right? Be lazy, check out, let it rot, or just keep grinding. every day, little by little, bit by bit. And man, it ain't easy. I don't even have the hardest job. Don't get me wrong. Being a dad, staying with them all day, and then trying to work when I'm not with them, it's difficult. But in terms of earning a living, currently, I don't have the worst jobs. So for the things I am working on, I'm trying to double down. I'm trying to get serious. Schedule more time. This app I'm trying to work on, it's got to get done. But I feel like now's the time to be doing this because the kids are asleep. But I can't do it right now because I'm going to fall asleep. Even with the coffee. Meanwhile, I got to go to work. But I'm making progress. I'm going to get rid of all this debt. That's all I can do. Out of time. Go with God.